I'm a Sigma, yeah. I'm a Sigma, yeah. Only in Ohio. No. Alright. Now, we talked about this guy before, right? Did we? Did we? Oh, yeah, I did. Alright. Kid Cudi. Probably one of my favorite rappers of all time. If not my fourth favorite. You know, people said he had a bit of an inconsistent discography. I don't believe that whatsoever because I think he only really has one bad album. And the second, his like second worst one in my opinion, is like a 6 out of 10. You know. So yeah, you know. Let's go back to his journey, okay? His first album, Man on the Moon 1, freaking amazing. I love that album. I have no problems with that whatsoever. No criticisms at all with Man on the Moon 1. In 2009. 2010, Man on the Moon 2. Again, flawless project that I completely love. And yeah. And, you know, he's been teasing Man on the Moon 3 for 10 years, right? He made literally Satellite Flight, which was supposed to be an interlude to Man on the Moon 3. He literally said that with the cover art, just with the little, I guess, rings or something supposed to like represent each installment. But he didn't release one yet. But he thought it was a good idea to release Speedball to Heaven. Yeah, and Passion Pain and Demon Slaying kind of did feel like a replacement from some sorts, considering the fact that it had acts to it, which all of his albums before, like after Man and Moon 2 and before Passion Pain and Demon Slaying, never even had acts or really even a story, you know. And then after Passion Pain and Demon Slaying, we had the collab album with. Wait, why am I thinking that? I just Kanye West, Kidz Ghost, which is freaking amazing, you know. And then we got this in 2020. This is probably his most successful album, but why? Like I'm actually so confused. Why? It's not a bad album. I'm gonna tell you why. It's amazing even. But I never heard any of these songs on the radio. But you look at the Billboard Hot 100. Beautiful Trip is a 30-second song, which is literally just an intro for track 2, Tequila Shots. That's the shortest song of all time, I think. What I heard. The shortest song of all time to reach the Billboard Hot 100. Which is crazy because again, I never heard any of these songs on the radio, and I don't think I ever will. Yeah, there's like this album's like underrated, but sold so well. At the same time, it's weird. 2020 was like basically like the year where Kid Cudi kind of came back again after like everything. I feel like Speeding Bullet, like Satellite Flight, was like the time where his sales kind of declined and the Speedball to Heaven declined even more. But then Passion Pain Team Sony kind of picked back up, and then Kidz Ghost like 117K I think. And then Man on the Moon 3 sold way more, and I think it's his highest selling album to date, which is weird because his next album sold 22,000 after, and like more than a year. So I think this only sold well because again the Kanye West collab thing gave him more of a spotlight again, and this is also another installment to the Man on the Moon series. And before this album came out, I think Man on the Moon 2 was his highest selling. I think actually Man on the Moon 2 probably sold more. Man on the Moon 2 either sold less than it or sold like 169K, something like that. It just sold like 148. Nonetheless, let's actually get to the album. This is unique. Alright, this is unique to Cudi because he has acts to his album. Okay, Act 1, Return to Madness. Let's read the little blurb thing. That's basically tells you what basically Act 1 is and like the whole story would be. In the last 10 years, Scott Miss Cudi has been through, that's a bad word, heck and back. After feeling like his world was over, he found hope and overcame the darkness that was plaguing his life. That sounds like Passion Pain and Demon Slaying, which Passion Pain and Demon Slaying might also be an interlude to Man on the Moon 3 as well, to like that had acts. And that little blurb thing, the thing I read, sounds like the plot to Passion Pain and Demon Slaying. Which I don't even know what the plot is. I actually GPT what it was because I didn't even get like a story for Passion Pain and Demon Slaying on YouTube. And that's what it said it was. So maybe Passion Pain and Demon Slaying is part of the Man on the Moon series. It's just not explicitly named on the Man on the Moon thing. I don't know. But again, let's keep going. But happiness isn't forever. Without the apostrophe, I know for a fact he flunked language arts. But happiness isn't forever. What he thought was peace turns into a nightmare. Nightmare, okay? Nightmare is basically Man on the Moon 1. Each act started with a nightmare song. I think Act 1 didn't. It started with In My Dreams Cutter Anthem. Act 2 started with Solo Dolo as a nightmare. Day and Night for Act 3. Alive for Act 4. Pursuit of Happiness. I never really get much source for that. The sources are like really mixed up because people either say Pursuit of Happiness is the end of Act 4 or the beginning of Act 3. It would make sense to be the beginning of Act 5. I mean, considering the fact it's a nightmare and all the other acts are like that. Anyway, dude, I spent 7 minutes just yapping. He finds himself lost, dealing with the same pain he had not felt in years. And one night, he must face himself again and fight to win back his soul from the evil Mr. Ranger. Actually, should I just use my AirPods for this? See, I should just use my AirPods with the audio because it's just so much better. I don't know why I didn't do that before. I'm not using this. Oh, I love them when they bite. Is it even connected? Let me see. It ended. But I can now use the AirPods, I think. But it doesn't say microphone connected. So I might be doing this for no reason and you guys barely hear me. Epic production. Yup. Okay. We just wasted 8 minutes on that. Now, Act 1, Return to Madness. Beautiful script. I think one of the shortest songs to ever hit the Billboard Hot 100. He only had like 27 songs on Billboard too. I can't really say much about that track, but I can say a lot about Tequila Shots. Tequila Shots has just amazing production by Take a Day Strip. I just love the production on that song. Kid Cudi scene is so much better than like what it actually is, even on Man on the Moon 1. Like this singing is actually freaking amazing. Yeah, I love it. The chorus there is good. The production there really just carries that song. Yeah, it's amazing. Another Day has amazing rapping, probably one of his best rapping in his whole entire career, if I'm being 100% honest with you. It has like a little bit of auto-tune things, but I have no problem with that at all because it doesn't really ruin the song. It's just noticeable, which isn't really a bad thing. It really just isn't as noticeable as another day, as like in the chorus because I feel like it just sounds like a little bit of like reverb, and the chorus is actually freaking amazing. I think Kid Cudi's chorus game is probably um is best on here. I think Man Number One is like second best because Cudi's own is amazing. Um, but yeah, but then we go over here, which is just shows the type. I think track 4 really shows the type of. It just gives you the rundown of what type of music he's making, which is basically just Travis Scott, but with his little twist. Which Travis Scott was really just that anyway, just like trap music, but Kid Cudi. The thing is, Kid Cudi, the trap music, but Kid Cudi, but it's Kid Cudi. You know what I mean? Like, it actually like has a bigger twist. The way Travis Scott did with like Birds in the Trap, which I think is probably his most Kid Cudi influenced album, and that's his worst. And anyway, She Knows This starts off with this amazing beat, which I don't think anyone could probably replicate. His rapping here, the lyrics are basic. It's just like, yeah, me and my boo got 2 flat bunts, yeah, yeah, yeah. But it sounds amazing. Well, you just don't really care. Like, I thought people like watching like reactions to the song, I never heard a single person say that was corny. Who was like, hey, yeah, I vibe with this, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then then the chorus after the first verse comes on, and there's a whole freaking beat switch. Makes it faster. His flow is so much better, and I'm just so confused because this is not what Kid Cudi does, and he freaking wiped the floor with this. Somehow he did. I don't know how he did that. Track 5, Dive. Ooh, I love this one actually. Thing is, people either say this one's goofy and and some people say, oh, this song's freaking great. I'm with the second option here. Okay? Rapping here is kind of like mixed with singing a little bit, and it sounds really good and just so fun. I don't know why. And when it goes to the chorus, when it goes like, just take a dive, it sounds freaking great. And I love it. Now we go to Act 2, The Ranger, The Menace. Whoa, Menace. First we go to the song that's probably people say like it's a highlight for me, but I don't think it's a good track, which I completely disagree. I think it's an amazing track, Damaged. Okay, and he starts the song with these little like ayo things that I actually really dig and it drew me in. I don't know how. The rapping here probably isn't the best on the album for me, 100% honest with you, but it's still really good. And the chorus literally just makes the song a 10 out of 10. Okay, like it goes when you're a damaged man. It just sounds really good, and I love it. I just do. I have really no explanation for it. I don't even know why I like this because most people don't even mess with it that much. Heaven on Earth. Probably it feels like She Knows This part 2, but like not like with a beat switch, which it actually technically is because the music video for this, like, She Knows This is The Ranger, The Menace part 1, right? And Heaven on Earth is The Ranger, The Menace part 2, which indicates that they're basically the same song. No, I'm joking. It has like this like little like tick-tock clock type thing in the background that I really dig. The rapping here is freaking great. The chorus is good, and like every time it goes like the yeah, it sounds freaking great. Again, I don't care if I'm making a fool of myself. Like, this is actually a freaking amazing song. I do not care. I think it's like the most streamed song on the album. No, it's not. The Tequila Shots is. It's probably like one of the most talked about songs in the on like the album. And people just say it's overrated and they don't like it. Again, I disagree fully. Show Out, okay. Pop Smoke, stuff is pretty basic. He's just there for the hook, and it sounds like a leftover from like his old, like just like some leftovers, which makes sense because this came out like a couple months after he died. But R.I.P. But Skepta has an amazing verse. I love Skepta's verse. That was great. And Kid Cudi, literally, he doesn't have a better verse than Skepta, but it's still a great verse that I really like. Overall, this is still like a really good song, and I'm confused why people don't like it that much. But then we get to Solo Dolo Part 3. The Solo Dolo series is probably one of my favorites. Favorite, you know, hip hop series of all time. Better than the AM PM songs with Drake. Better than the heart stuff with Kendrick, which sounds surprising because Kendrick Lamar was featured in part 2. But part 3 just has these like weird productions. It just feels like something that could probably be on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, but like 10 times better. Again, I just really like it. It feels like you're like in a black hole of your own, if that makes sense, I guess. And yeah, that's basically what it feels like. It's amazing. I don't think it's better than the first one, but it's definitely better than the second one. And that's just because Kendrick Lamar was on the second one. But Act 3, Heart of Rose Gold. Sad People is probably the most catchy song on the album, and probably the most basic song on the album. I do not care. I love it. I love the chorus, you know. Hey baby, see I'm back in my zone. Just what I need, and it sounds great. Even if it's just feels so basic, it just feels so unique when Kid Cudi does it, which sounds stupid, I know, but just listen to the song, you probably understand a little bit. Now we get to like the first song that I like a little bit, but not that much. LC's Baby Boy. It has this generic guitar riff throughout the whole entire song. I think it's like one of the longer songs on here. Why? I don't like. I don't know. The singing here is subpar. Probably one of his worst singing he probably ever had in here. And I guess Kid Cudi can't even really sing that well. So that actually says something. That it actually bugs me. Do I think it's his worst song? No. I think there's some songs on some albums such as Any Could, like Afterwards, that I really don't like. Satellite Flight has Troubled Boy, which is basically a little bit like a basic Spinable to Heaven song, but like a little bit better. Wounds exists on Passion Pain and Davis Lane. So yeah, this isn't his worst song, but I'm like surprised that barely anyone hates this, except like little cool people. Because every time I hear someone review this album, besides Fantano, some people go like, I really like this song because it has a big meaning to it. The song doesn't sound good. I don't like it. And then we go to September 16th. I don't get the song. I like it. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't really get how this like plays in the act. It is like probably the most unique song in the album as well, with amazing production. The audio pitching thing is used perfectly. It just sounds so heavenly. I gotta say it. It's great. The Void is a song that everyone loves on this album. I have not seen a single person despise it. Again, it just sounds like you're in like a void. That's why it's called The Void. And with the chorus, it goes like, "Fall in the void." It sounds great. Everything about this song is great. Even when it's like it's like the longest song of the album, it's like 5 minutes, and in like the 3 minute mark, it like just has this all like, "In my dreams." Oh, it sounds great anyway. I don't care. Then we go to like "Lovin' Me," featuring Phoebe Bridgers. I used to not like the song before, but we're listening to this song. It's actually freaking amazing as well. Kid Cudi's singing is probably the best on that song. If I'm being honest with you, Phoebe Bridgers is probably the most necessary feature on this whole entire album, and it works very well. The chorus is great, the meaning is great, and everything. Now we go to the last act, powers. The pound Moonlight is, again, has this amazing beat, amazing rapping. The hook is amazing too, and he's literally just humming all over the track. His humming's literally basically just merged with the instruments. It's crazy. I really do like that song. That's like one of my favorites on this album. Until the next song, which I did not like before, but after listening to it, when I got the vinyl, it sounds amazing. I don't even know why I didn't like it before. Rockstar Nights, featuring Trippie Redd. Trippie Redd, it's probably his best performance on this song. The verse is great. The singing on the chorus is surprisingly done amazingly well. Kid Cudi on the second verse literally killed it. And the instrumental slowly just builds up to the third verse. We're just like, I can't even explain it. You just have to listen to the song yourself. It just sounds amazing. This should have been the outro. I feel like this would have been a better outro. But it's probably like the second to last song on here, I guess. Because For the Kids is seen as like the ending, but the last song is seen as like a credits roll. For the Kids. This song really needs structure, but it's still perfect. I don't care. The bass on this song is freaking great. The chorus is great. The rapping's great. You know, I really like the chorus. I forgot of it. Nah, turn it loud if you need to. Stars from the sky, they will light your way through. Feeling alone, just know you are not. We won't leave you alone. Mm-hmm. It's actually amazing. And then Lord I Know was like when I originally listened to the album, I didn't really like much songs here. I think one song I liked. I think I liked Another Day. She Knows This I liked. Damaged I like. Heaven or Earth, no. Sure I didn't like. I like Soul Dolo Part 3. I think I did. Yeah, I did. I liked Sad People. I liked The Pale Moonlight. I didn't like Rockstar Nights. But I like Lord I Know. And then when it ended, it made me want more. Which is crazy because I didn't even like the album. I think. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 18. That's actually terrible. Oh my god. That's like about. I'm not gonna calculate that in my head. I'm gonna hurt myself. It's like 3 or 2, right? Something like that. I might be way off. Actually, I'm not that way off. Probably like 4. Still. Again, Lord I Know has this amazing beat. Again, the chorus is freaking great, and the instrumental just works so well with it. And yeah, this could have been his best album. This really could have been. It was so close to being it. If LC's Baby Boy was cut for the track list entirely, this would have been his best album. This would have been better than like Random 1 and 2. Really, like if I cut LC's Baby Boy from just the face of this earth, Man 1 3 would probably be one of the best albums of all time. But it's sad. No, it's not. I'm feeling like 9.8 on this record. Now tell me, what did you think? Did you hate it? Did you like it? I loved it. Bye. If I could just reach for that. Okay.